What's going on, Beaches? Welcome to the Daily Swole podcast, episode 2636. It is Tuesday, July the 25, and I'm your host, Papa Swollga, and I want you to go to the fucking gym. If you're not yet subscribed to the show, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe on YouTube, on Rumble, wherever you're watching from, and of course, if you're banging your ear holes on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review, subscribe to the show, share it with your friends, because that is how this podcast grows, by word of mouth. It really isn't word of mouth. It's like you are slapping people that you send it to with knowledge cock. So if there's anyone that you want to digitally slap with a dick, that's what happens when you share the podcast. It just gives them a veiny e-cock across their face with nuts on their chin. So if there's anyone that you want to do that to, please share the podcast with them. Also, we have an awesome overtime segment coming up on Friday, and that will have a brand new Drive Mulgaining. Last week's was on fire. Absolutely amazing. So do not miss out on last week's overtime. But of course, we'll have another one from members coming up on Friday. So stay tuned for that. Also, yesterday we have new releases. We'll talk about that once we get into the show. We got new releases from yesterday's accountability meeting. And of course, this Thursday, we will talk to each other, and I will talk about it a little bit once we get the live stream started. We have a Swole Fam roundtable coming up this Thursday. Very excited. So we will talk all about that and more once we kick off the show, but that's what I have for you. Join the fam today, swolenormousx.com. Of course, again, swolenormousx.com. That has everything that you need to crush your 7 pillars. And if you're not getting results, if you're plateauing, if you're frustrated, you need to mix shit up. Why not join the Swole Fam and have everything you need in one place? You don't have to wonder about what you're doing and if it's correct. You'll know, and we will help you get shit done. So join us today, swolenormousx.com. The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
We need fat activism.
Radical acceptance.
Date a fat person.
Perfectly fine to be visibly fat.
Internalized fat phobia.
How about no?
I'm not afraid of fat.
Stop being such a huge fucking pussy.
Go to the fucking gym.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, 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 testicles, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 2636 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swollga, back with another episode. And today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you as powered and sponsored by Everson K2 Flexing on all you bees.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
All right, fam, what's going on? How are we doing? Hit the thumbs up button. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Daily Swole. Welcome to the Daily Sleaze. I am roasting my nips off, and I hope that you are doing the same. Come one, come all. Welcome, Yaz Beaches. All right, we got a lot of stuff to get into, so we won't waste any second of either of our time. And we're going to get right into it. We have a great Swole card to give away. We'll give that away at the end of today's episode. We got a couple announcements to make. We'll talk about it for a couple things here. Right now, we went over some new releases yesterday during the accountability meeting. So if you're not a member, you missed out on yesterday's episode. Awesome Swole fan post, by the way. Brand new releases. And of course, we have Round Table 48 this Thursday, the 27th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's get a little America. Fuck yeah! And that will be for members only. So join us over at swolenormousx.com and be there for the live call. We'll have a nice long chat. It'll be an awesome time. So be there this Thursday at 6 p.m. Round Table 48. And of course, on Friday, the day after, on the 28th, we will also have a brand new overtime segment with the Driving While Gaining. So last week's was fire. DWG in 2023 has been a massive success. And of course, when you join the fam, you get access to all the Driving While Gaining Uncensored, all the Balls Deep edits, the same ones that we feature in the throwback episode or section at the end of Balls Deep, right? When we're just busting all over everyone. We do some throwbacks. So we drop 3 new edits every single week. So awesome stuff. And last but not least, we had some awesome releases, and the yoga class for this past week was Yin for Total Body number 6 with Alex. That's what I'm talking about. If you don't know what yin yoga is, my goodness, are you missing out? And yes, we have over 300 yoga classes and mobility classes. We have so much shit, and we release new yoga classes every single week. And if you've never tried yin, it's a game changer. And not only that, we have additional 6 other yin for total body, or 5 yin for total body, because this is number 6. We have a huge, massive yin section. And a lot of people have a misconception as to what yoga is. They've done one class. They did it with an ex-girlfriend at one point at an LA Fitness, 15 years ago, and that's formulated their entire opinion of yoga. So yoga, there are many, many, many different types of yoga. There are many different levels of yoga, and those different types of yoga in terms of a physical practice, it makes a huge difference, especially when it's integrated with the strength training program. And the beautiful thing about yin is that it's not one of those fast power yoga flows that you might be familiar with, where your arms are so sore after a yoga class because you've done 565 chaturangas. And this is what a lot of yoga instructors do just to fry people in their classes. And you get a reputation for being, oh, his classes are so brutal, or her classes are so tough. But there's really no point to doing so many of them. But that kind of yoga is for people that don't lift, in my opinion. People that do really hardcore power strength yoga. Usually those are women that only do yoga. So that's equivalent to their strength training rather than lifting heavy weights, which, I recommend. But yin is completely passive. It's completely passive, uses just gravity and time and just your body weight. And it's just an amazing way to melt into postures that you'll hold for 30, 60 seconds, even sometimes longer, that really gets into that deep connective tissue for mobility. And it's a perfect class to marry with your heavy strength training. So one of the other issues with vinyasa and really powerful yoga flows is it's very hard to integrate those with a bodybuilding or like a strength training or muscle building program, because your muscles are sore. You did your overload, your progressive overload. You're sore. You did your lifting. You don't need to do 5,000 push-ups and chaturangas. So this type of passive relaxation is not just only great for your connective tissue and your muscle, but it's fantastic for your mental recovery. So you can still do active recovery. This is the same thing as going to the fucking gym. You just don't have to lift super heavy every time. But this is great to decrease the intensity, relax your mind, relax your body to complement high intensity lifting. So make sure you go check that out. All right, brand new class. Thank you, Alex. Yin for Total Body, number 6. Check it out, swolenormousx.com. Now let's get today's Nut Busted Open. We'll give away this awesome Swole card at the end of today's episode. I don't think I sent that out in Swole text, what the Swole card is, but you're going to fucking love it. So let's do it. we got an execute more. All right, round of applause. Fantastic. Execute more. Hashtag execute more. And we'll give that Swole card away at the end of today's episode. One of the famous Swole cards. And we've done a signature series with that as well. So some of you that had the signature series, execute more, you might win another card. You can execute twice as much. Fantastic. Great card. First, I do want to say I appreciate everyone in the comments. Everyone went off, and just to clarify, if you're watching, you're like, what the fuck is Swollga? Some people try to pronounce it Swollga or Swollga. It's Swole Yoga. So Swollga are classes, mobility yoga classes. Sometimes they vary in the style, but essentially mobility and yoga that I teach myself. So we have a bunch of awesome instructors in the yoga studio, but the Swollga studio, that's where Papa drops his mobility cock. So those of you that are saying they're doing Swollga, Swollga's my jam. I love Swollga. Swollga works for me. Thank you very much, fam. I'm glad. Eager for more Swollga, maybe. The most recent one that dropped is a great flow. I think it was the morning flow. I think we did that during, I think that dropped, was it Balls Deep for summer? Was that end of May, early June? So if you haven't tried the last one, the most recent one, I think it was Swollga morning flow. And there might be more than one morning flow, but you'll probably can tell which one's the most recent one. I forget exactly the title. I think it was a morning flow, but that's available. All right, let's get into that tip. Everyone, spit on it and let's fucking jam it. Babe, just an inch, just an inch. It's cold outside. Fantastic. Great. Excellent. Let's get into the first Swole Fam post.
What's in the box?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Cerny dropping some bisexuals here. Cerny says, hey fam, just wanted to say hi and post the pics I said I would a while ago. My home gym and a bicep pic both need more work, but I'll get it done. Remember fam, never let your weaknesses take over. They serve you no purpose. And as I always say, shut up bitch and get it done. Much love. Absolutely.
Shut up, bitch.
Right back at ya. And you know, I'm gonna push back a little bit. And I do know how you meant it. You know, we don't let your weaknesses take over. Yeah. But in terms of they serve you no purpose, I think that depends. Obviously, if you have weaknesses or weak points, that can also light a fucking fire and drive you to do better and push harder. But I know what you mean by no purpose. Like it's not a good thing in terms of having weaknesses, but it can light a fire under your ass to keep on pushing harder and improving yourself. So good for you. And look at that wall. Look at the guns. First, look at the fucking pipes. Yow. And let's take a look at these clubs. So Cerny's got her little wood club collection. I know you know that shit's heavy as fucking hell. Yeah, those teardrop ones are beautiful. I have the same clubs. Those are nice ones. Very nice. And look at that. We got the signature series. And Cerny has all 6 of the signature series. And then she also has, that's right, the 7th one coming. Look at those. Cerny doesn't wear her shit. Cerny doesn't wear them. Look at that. Look at that. She's keeping that real resale value. She's going to be sitting there like collector's convention, flipping signature series. And those fucking Swole cards. That's nice. Cerny, you can't get any more Swole cards. It'll set off the whole balance. It'll throw off the whole flow. The feng swole. Instead of feng shui, the feng swole. It'll set off the feng swole. But that's awesome. What a fucking wall. I love that flag. I have that in my gym too. Fucking fantastic. Good post. Thank you. Thank you. I think whenever we see someone with that on their wall or wearing it, Nick wears the fuck out of his signature series. He wears it to like meets and lists and stuff, right? That's you, Nick. Yeah, some people wear the fuck out of their signature series and some people frame it and put it on the side. Feng Swole. That's right. All right, we got a post here from Fran, new member. We got the little hand wavy thing from Facebook. I finally went for Scorched Earth and I started with Preheat 1 today. Main mistake / lesson. I went for the weight I was using for the same exercises from bodybuilding. The extra set / reps took their toll. Let recovery come. Lesson learned. Wow. Yeah. How many of you have done Scorched Earth? That is, what do you think was the most humbling? What's the most humbling part of Swolenormous Sex? I think it depends on what you start first, but a lot of people get humbled by scorched earth real quick. The 90-day dash can humble you too because of some of the stabilization stuff. So it really depends. It's your opinion. It's really subjective. But pretty much anyone gets humbled with scorched earth. So yeah. Well, lesson learned, Fran. And remember, when you're doing new programs and new stuff and new sequences and exercise selection, less is more. You can always push harder, but you don't want to do so much, like, and then your recovery's all jacked up and you could tweak something, of course, but you know, in other words, if you do less than you can maybe maximally do, it gives you room to grow and you can recover. But if you do too much, you might be sore for a little bit extra and you have to recover a little bit better, but it's all good. Live and learn, and at least you had a great workout, Fran. Good for you. Good for you. Let's see. Nick says, hell yeah, I ripped too. Just adds character. Good man. Good man. Elizabeth, I wear my But Matharoid shirt. Hell yeah. Nick, I will wear my signature series until they fall apart. They're like karate belts. Wear and tear shows your commitment. We all have those shirts, especially guys. I have shirts that are literally hanging together by threads. Like the side is all open except for a couple threads, but it's so soft. Guys will wear shirts and clothes until they just fray to hell. I agree. For me, it's the same way with weightlifting equipment, even with machines. And I always get questions like, dude, don't those machines get rusty? How do you keep them in good condition? It's like, as long as you lubricate the joints, you put some lithium grease and stuff on it, and they're not sitting in just water and sitting in the rain and just getting cooked in the sun, you know, and you just cover them or keep them relatively dry. They're fine. It's just metal and a little rust. It's good. Like there's some surface rust. Maybe there's a nick and there's a little rust on it. Fucking character. You just don't want the parts that swing and pivot to rust. But as long as the metal piping, like I don't give a shit. The weight horns, it's going to rust. Fucking care. It's awesome. Awesome. Rust on weights that helps. That helps you go heavier. I have plates that are just fucking orange. Some of them that are just really rusty. Some of them that are relatively new. I like it. That's another reason why I like the wood clubs and collecting those, because it's fucking pieces of trees. It's just wood. It's just earth, swinging earth. All right. So let's see what we got here. We got another one. We got two more posts. Let's get one from Noel. Noel writes, I did something not lazy today. I know it's not lifting, but I loved running when I used to do it. I was never fast. I just got such a sense of accomplishment when I ran a 5K without walking, or I increased my distance or time a little bit. I also really liked the race community. For me, bodybuilding and running went hand in hand. I built powerful legs so I could run hills without putting so much of the work on my heart. I'd like to be consistent with both again. I know the chance of injury is high, so I am only doing it for enjoyment. I'm not looking to break any records. I want to keep it safe so I can keep going as long as my body lets me. That's my GTTFG today, along with practicing level 1 mace. All right, golf clap for you. It's very challenging to do running and bodybuilding and heavy strength training. And the reason is because you're really pulling your body in different directions and the impact. So the biggest thing is, you're doing long distance running, 3 miles. I mean, that's significant, but if you're wearing big, poofy, cushioned foot coffins and you're running on pavement, you know, that has wear and tear because of the improper gait and the improper dynamic movement of heel to toe running. So you might want to look more into neutral running or Vivos or Zeros or Vibrams and stuff, barefoot running or sprints. And just keep in mind that you can do, and you know, you don't want to just go barefoot and go on hardcore pavement. You have to really build up that strength properly, but it'll be much more sustainable in my opinion. I used to get crazy shin splints long time ago, 20 years ago, when I used to fucking run heel to toe. I'd be icing them with Dixie cups with water. I mean, oh, my heels were brutal. And then when I started strengthening my anterior tibialis and doing barefoot running, never got shin splints. Not once. Not once. Not even a little bit. My feet got sore, my calves, my Achilles, like never. Never, 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 ever. Shin splint, never had that again. Gone. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. And when it comes to cardiovascular, it's really great to improve your VO2 max and do zone 2 type cardio. But you could do it with intervals. You could do it. I have a Versa Climber You can also do sled work. You could do sprints. You could do hill sprints. And hill sprints are great too because they're much less stressful. Not sprinting downhill, but sprinting up a hill. It's much less impact. It's a little bit more on your Achilles tendon and your feet, and for example, but it's less impact. You don't have to decelerate. So if you're sprinting on a flat surface, some people pull their hamstrings or injure themselves, or you have to slow down, or, there's a lot more of a risk with the eccentric, deceleration. But when you're sprinting up a hill, you just stop. You kind of do your sprint and then you can like come down the hill slowly. I wouldn't run down a hill unless you're really, I don't know why you would do that, but you can just walk down, and it's great for your knees too. It's like knees over toes when you're walking down the hill. Anyway, or you can kind of backpedal down slowly. But anyway, hill running is great. Hill sprints are great. In other words, when you're doing this kind of intense training, or you like to do the sprints and things like that, which is great, do intervals. Do a hill, rest for a short period. How long does it take you to all out, burn out 20, 30 seconds, rest like a minute or 2 or 3 minutes, do it again, do like 5 rounds. And that's great for your cardiovascular capacity. And it's not as fatiguing. You're doing long distance running. It's going to be very fatiguing physiologically, and that can negatively affect your strength training. So if you like doing that type of stuff and you want to improve your cardio, okay, but just keep in mind, what's your goal, right? What's your goal? If your goal is really, I want to build muscle, the strength training, the bodybuilding, then use that type of activity to aid in your strength training. Just be careful. You can't do both 100% because it will pull away from both of them. I prefer the sprints and things like that. Higher intensity, lower duration, intervals. All right. Vicky says, Papa, thanks for all the info and insightful content. You're very welcome. Oh, that was nice. Appreciate it. Okay. I'm still reading the post. I just had to get that out. I'm a vibrant 55 years young. I've been lifting pretty consistently for about 10 years as I have aged, even though gracefully. I have had a tendency to have more injuries. For example, shoulder impingement or frozen shoulder. I am trying your technique of systemic rest. My question is, how do I know my body has recovered systemically? Thanks so much. Hashtag BFG. What's BFG? Big fucking gains? Does anyone know what that hashtag? Am I just brain farting? BFG. Back fucking gym? I don't know. Maybe that's a typo. Need a translation. So how do I know my body has recovered systemically? So for example, in the context of maximum swole, you'll know because your strength will improve from session. When I always out of habit say week to week, because you might be resting 9 days, you might be resting 5 days between subsequent body parts, depending on your recoverability and what split you choose and how you're experimenting. But in maximum swole, if you're improving in strength. So for example, and I always use this example, so if you've heard this many times, it's good to code over again. If I did 150 pounds for 6 reps last time I did my chest workout, and I go to the same machine, my goal is I should be getting 150 for 7 reps or 8 reps. And if not, it doesn't mean you might not make amazing improvements every single week, but of course, if you go from 150 to 200, maybe you'll get 6 reps again or 5 reps, but more is more. So if you're doing 7 reps or 8 reps, you've improved. You've super compensated. Your body has made adaptations in the interim of those subsequent workouts that allowed you to lift that same weight more times. And because you lifted that same weight more times, that is more overload than the previous time, which means you've progressively overloaded. That's what progressive overload is. So then if you did 8 reps, that's two more reps. Next time, you should be doing 150 for 9 or 10 reps. And then you can go to 160 and then do 6 reps or 7 reps. And then the next time do 160 for 8 reps or 9 reps. That's progressive overload. Each subsequent session, you've been recovering sufficiently, and your body has not just recovered and repaired, but also made adaptations in order neurologically and physically in order to handle that same weight more effectively next time, meaning more weight for the same reps, and the amount of weight can vary depending on the movement, and or the same weight for more reps. So that's what super compensation is. What you don't want to do is have the muscle break it down and be hitting it again before it's fully recovered because you don't get to that super compensation period. You just kind of plateau. You'll do the same amount of weight for the same amount of reps because you're beating up a muscle that hasn't physically recovered. Now you can have physical fatigue and you can also have physiological fatigue. And remember, what creates strength? What sends messages to organs, to glands to actually build tissue? All your brain, your central nervous system, that's very important. So just because you might be doing quads one day and you might be doing chest the next day, just because it's a different muscle group doesn't mean your body is ready to train intensely again. And if you do 2 intense training sessions in a row and you have good results, you need to take a few days off because if your body is fatigued from the quad workout or the leg workout. So even though the chest is a different muscle, that same one body is fatigued from yesterday's intense training if you really push to failure and you train hard enough. So bottom line, whether you do 2 workouts in a row and then 2 or 3 or 4 days off, sometimes, and I mentioned this before, sometimes I feel amazing the next day after a hardcore training session. And sometimes I will, if it's not another major muscle group that's really going to be systemically fatiguing, I might train and lift weights 2 days in a row, like hard. But then I'm not doing it the next day. Usually I'll leave a day or 2 in between each high intensity training session. So I'll do a 4-day split usually. This is what I'm doing now. And I'll do at least a day in between, maybe 2, depending on if I'm wiped out, depending on my schedule. Maybe I'll just do more mobility because for me, there's no harm in just taking another day off. Cool. I'll absolutely even be more recovered. If I was already recovered, I'm recovered even more. And one day is not going to be like, oh, my gains are gone. No, I'm just going to be even more rested. And if I was at 95% yesterday, well, I sure as hell I'm going to be at 100% today or the next day. So an extra day off from high intensity training is not a problem because I'm going to fucking smash it that next day. So bottom line, I'd rather give my body another day of repair rather than cut it short, ideally. But there are times where I just feel, like I said, I'll do a quad where maybe I'm doing the next day. I just feel like doing shoulders and triceps or biceps or bis and tris. After a quad workout, leg workout, that was exhausting. But, we all know doing an arm workout, it's intense, but it's not as physiologically demanding. I'm not putting 400 pounds on my shoulders and doing squats. That's much more physiologically demanding than doing preacher curls, even though it might be at a high intensity. You all know this. It's just not the same type of systemic overload. But then for sure, so everyone's going to be different. But bottom line, are you repairing not just from your chest workout to your next chest workout, or your leg workout to your next leg workout, or your hamstring workout to your next hamstring workout? That's important. So it's like, hey, but I haven't trained quads in a week. It's been once every 7 days. But if you're training every fucking day in between, is it really 7 days that your quads haven't been trained? No, your body has been fucking worn down. You're one body. It's all part of the same body. Your body has been smashing other shit the entire week. So just because it's been 7 days, think about how arbitrary that is. Why 7 days? Why not 5? Why not 15? It's just a random fucking number. Are you recovered or not? And it's not just getting back to the 0 point. It's about the 0 point, but also making sure that your body is in a total physiological positive state where it's actually going to build muscle. So for example, if you have a house, you can't build on an addition to a house without more material, right? So let's say you have a house. It's X bedrooms, whatever it is. You knock down a wall, and let's say you could just knock down a wall or knock down part of the house and rebuild it. You didn't need new pieces of wood. You could just take whatever was there and put it back together, kind of like Legos, right? Okay, so you're breaking down a wall and then rebuilding it. Well, the house is going to look the same. You're just wasting your fucking time. You're breaking a fucking wall down and putting it back together. It's the same house. Why are you smashing it over and over again? But if you have more materials, you can break down the wall, build it a little bit better and a little bit nicer. Maybe you add on a couple, 50 square feet, and you add a nice window and a sunroof. It's nicer. And the next week you knock it fucking down again, and then you have more material. So then you add a plasma TV and you add, whatever else. Just think about it that way. So you need to give your body local time to recover, but also systemic. Yeah, this is all pioneered by Arthur Jones and Mike Mentzer, and Dorian Yates picked up the mantle, and it's more and more popular today. And I've been doing it for a while. It's fantastic. And I've been training for over 20 years, and that kind of volume shit just doesn't work anymore. You can get away with it sometimes. And it does work because it is overload, but more isn't better. You can't just keep on doing more and more and more. You can't. More is not better, especially when it comes to exercise. Because if that was the case, then people would be in the gym for 10 hours. And the longer you were at the gym, the bigger you would get. And all the professional bodybuilders would just be training 24 hours a day. They'd be on stimulants and shit and just be lifting all the time. Oh, so-and-so trained for 345 hours. The other person only did 320. So the 345 is going to be bigger. That would be easy. So it really doesn't have anything to do with the volume. It has to do with, did you provide the intensity and the overload that was more than last time? That way, you're going to build muscle to boot. You're not going to build muscle without building strength. Okay. So that being said, let's get into some questions. So knowledge cock time. And we talked about the other release. Speaking of which, we have some new merch over there at papaswolga.com. We have Maximum Swole merch. The flag is sick. I just got the tank in. It looks awesome. Great design. Maximum Swole now available. And of course, we have other designs like Make America Swole. So check that out. Use code Daily Swole for 10% off over there at papaswolga.com. Check out all the new releases. Don't forget, we have collections over there. And you can search by new releases. You can scroll down. You can see the new releases. All right. So let's get into a couple of questions. And if you have any questions live, hashtag Ask Papa Swolio, and then we'll move right along. We'll be here for about maybe 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes of questions. So if you have one, make sure that you drop it now. Mar Darcy or Ma R Darcy, Marda Rasi, Mard Arcy, Mar Darcy, Ma Darcy, 13. Just spend all that time on the screen name. Started GTTFG this week, just starting the journey. Advice for newbies to not burn out / overdo. Yeah, I would recommend listening to what I just talked about. So rewind the podcast and listen to what I just said about intensity and volume. Advice is to make sure that you have proper form and that you learn about high intensity training so you're not overdoing the volume. There's nothing wrong with pushing hard. Not that you... There's nothing actually wrong with going to failure with someone new in the gym. I'm going to add some caveats to that because think about what failure is, but I'm saying one set. So think about what failure is. Failure is just the most that one person can do. So if you're new to the gym, maybe your to failure is bicep curls with 5 pounds. It's relative to that individual. So what's an overload and failure for me is going to be a lot more and a lot more weight and a lot more intensity on my body than someone who's brand new. The difference is someone who's new to the gym doesn't necessarily have the same coordination. They're not psychologically able to push themselves to that failure point. So people that are new in the gym, they usually don't have the ability to actually maintain good form all the way through failure, but they can still train hard for one set. The problem is when people are new and they do a lot of volume, even sub-maximally and sub-failure, they might be within a few reps of failure, it starts burning and they stop, but they're doing 3 or 4 sets. And because of all that junk volume and extra damage, they create a lot of local trauma because they're new. So if you do higher intensity training and just less volume, it's relative to the strength that person has. If you have relatively good form, you can go pretty close to failure and just do one set because it's still relative to what that individual can do. And then of course you recover the same way that anyone else would recover. It just might take you longer and you might not want to go. It depends on the individual and how coordinated they are, but you get my point. So relative strength is relative. The difference is when you start doing a lot of volume. So newbies, one thing that newbies should not do is a ton of volume. So if you're training, make sure you have good form and do really one set and push one set hard. And that's it. Warm up a little bit, do one light set, of maybe sub-mag, 5 reps. Like just get warmed up, get an idea, and you can keep a track of what you did the previous week and just do one set and try to do a little bit more, a couple more reps or a couple more pounds with the same reps as the previous time you did it. Just watch out for the volume. The volume is the most important part with newbies. All right, let's see. Nick, Papa Swole, I'm currently undergoing a career shift. My question is, do you know any good training programs or books that talk about being a good director / manager? I want to execute more. Director / manager. Well, I think it specifically with a good director / manager. I mean, one thing, like, in terms of hiring people or just getting jobs done, like delegating, there's some cool, it kind of answers your thoughts in the title, but it's a good book, Who Not How, a lot of times. So, I mean, in terms of managing people or delegating tasks in order to improve your efficiency. So there's different ways to manage things. Good training programs or books that talk about being a good director manager. I mean, there's some good business books out there. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but that's a good one to start with. A lot of people try to do everything. They try to handle every task. It's kind of, especially when someone starts a business, it's very hard for people to delegate and to not have control over certain things. But what's important is that you're doing the most important tasks that only you can do. So for a long time, I did everything. It was my business. I started, it was doing everything. And when you start a gym or an office or something, you're turning off the lights, you're mopping the floors, you're doing all the stuff, you're doing everything. And then as you scale, you start hiring out the things that other people can do, where you can focus on the things that will improve growth, whether it's hiring employees, whether it's, we're focusing on sales. What do you need to focus on to make sure that the company or the business grows, and you could delegate all the rest. So even without reading the book, the concept of, okay, who can I get this, who can I get whatever to do it for me? Like, who can I get to execute that task so I am freed up to do other things? And that's how you maximize your time. Because we all have 24 hours. But if you could be doing one thing and you could have 10 other people doing something, then you're essentially multiplying yourself by 10 or 11 times. I don't know if that gave you any more insights, but you could follow up. Kara, also check out the Amazon book list. I'm not sure what I have there. I need to remember to add more of some of the things I've also added, Audible and books. Sometimes I forget to add more to that list. Kara, how can I maintain a healthy weight and not gain? I don't know what you mean. Like eating real food and elimination diet and things like that, or not gain muscle or not gain fat, eating real food and not eating to excess. It's very simple, but a lot of people have interrupted signals because they're just eating crap, vegetable oils and seed oils and gluten and grains and processed sugar. So check out our content on the elimination diet. Julian, Papa Swole, do you use beef tallow? I do. If so, I bought suet. How do you cook it down? I don't know. I've never done it. I have suet in my freezer. So just YouTube that or Google it. It's not complicated. I think you like boil it for a while and it'll separate and then you strain it or something like that. But beef tallow is fantastic. And you can make it from suet. So I do not know. I've never done it. Yeah, Patrick Bet Dave is good too. And people are dropping stuff in the chat, so you can check out those books too. Nick, basically I was offered a head honcho position. Haha, head honcho. And it's the first time I have managers and assistant manager people reporting to me. All right. I would say, you know what another good book is in terms of like managing people and understanding what sometimes people are going through. There were some parts of the book that actually went over it and might give you some insights. Check out The Deal Maker. Wrote that. Close. The Deal Maker by Mauricio Umansky. So that's a good book for that too. I'm scrolling through. I'm looking at my Audible just because I have it open now. This is all Bitcoin and finance stuff. That has nothing to do with it. I'm scrolling. All right, that's it right now. So that's a good, that was a good book. And there is some information on managing because the guy's a CEO of a major real estate agency. He talks about like, handling people underneath him and what some people need. So, managing people is very much psychology and also allowing people to grow and helping them grow and develop as individuals. So yeah, it'll give you some more insights. So check that out. And it's a good audiobook. It's an easy listen. So might give you some gems. Know what I'm saying? You're asking me, so I'm telling you. The Thomas Strawn with an underscore, which might lead to this question. That's why there's an underscore, because this question is a literal underscore. How can a tall, War of Art's a great book. How can a tall, skinny guy bulk up fast? Eat real food and eat a lot of it. Let's fucking go. Damon. Get rid of the underscore too, and you'll like bulk immediately. Boo Boo the Kid. Is it effective to do more workouts for different goals during the day? EX cardio, yoga, weights, endurance. To do more workouts for different goals during the day. This kind of responds to, or kind of parallels the question earlier, or the comment earlier about running and bodybuilding and strength training. Kind of went off on a tangent, talking about that. Swole fan post. So is it effective? It depends on what it is. Bottom line, no matter what you're doing, let me narrow it down for you and give you a general concept. Whatever you expose your body to, it will adapt to. The more different things that you give your body to adapt to, it'll be less effective adapting to each one. Jack of all trades, master of none type of thing. Doesn't mean you can't have muscle and have good cardiovascular endurance, but if you're trying to maximize cardiovascular endurance, muscle mass, there's a limit to how much is actually effective. It'll start negatively affecting your ability to have a higher VO2 and a, cardiovascular capacity. So, yoga, you can do yoga and strength training. That's absolutely, you can improve mobility and flexibility with strength training. But of course, endurance training is much different than strength training. So there's certain adaptations that you can pull from different directions and that can negatively affect each one in terms of not maximizing either one properly or maximally. It's like running marathon. There's a reason why marathon runners aren't jacked. It's kind of like pick one. You have to look at the extremes, but also in the extremes, you're going to like get if you look at the extremes of a 100-meter sprinter versus someone who has records with the, marathon, those extremes give you an idea of, okay, that's the direction that you need to go if you want to excel at that. You don't necessarily need to be sticking bones from Ethiopia to run a good marathon, but at the same time, but that's the kind of physique that's optimal for that, which is why the person is top in the world, for example. Then you have bodybuilding. Well, there's a reason why a bodybuilder isn't very good at running and running long distances because the adaptation, yes, extremes. So you might build some muscle and you can run a little bit. Some people can handle doing both better than others, but one's going to negatively affect the other. You can build some muscle and become efficient at running. It really depends on what you want to do and not wasting your time. Plus things like running, it's just very easy to have overuse injury, especially when you're not doing it properly. And most people don't. Heel to toe running's fucking terrible. So the more different things you throw at the wall, you can only stick so many things. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm going to skip that question because it's just too stupid to even read. Shivansh Verma 1 underscore. I have a lot of stretch marks. Are they good or bad? Well, some women frame stretch marks as being proud. They have a child and they have stretch marks. Like, well, that stretch marks is because of, the child that you love so much. So would you rather have no stretch marks or would you rather have the child that you love? So it's all about how you frame it. I have some stretch marks. Most people do. Either when women, like you go through puberty in middle school or high school and your breasts grow from flat to a double D in a fucking year, you might have some stretch marks because your tissue and the glands and stuff underneath it grew faster than the skin could match. So you have stretch marks. But you can moisturize and do all things of that when you're growing or building muscle. I have some, not from being fat, but from building muscle. I'm building a lot of muscle and building a lot of muscle quickly and putting on a lot of weight quickly. So I have some stretch marks on my bicep and under my arm. And, I guess if I look at my inner thigh and whatever. Some people have it really bad. So you can use vitamin E and you can use jojoba oil and cocoa butter and stuff like that can mitigate it, maybe mitigate the way they look or mitigate how quickly or the possibility of them forming if you're lifting and you're doing that from the start. But this is another reason why you don't want to go from, hey, I'm 150 pounds, now I'm going to bulk, and you just go to like 250. If you gain 100 pounds in a fucking year from just eating tons of stuff and just hardcore dirty bulking, you're likely going to have stretch marks. So just do it slowly and consistently over time, and it'll mitigate, if you're trying to bulk or cut, but if you're losing a lot of body weight and you're obese, yeah, you might have just stretch marks and loose skin. So they're not bad. They're not going to negatively affect your health. There might be some things nowadays with like laser and stuff that if it's really bothering you that you might be able to help with that, but I don't know. But they're very common, so they're not bad. It's not like, hey, I have stretch marks, it's killing me. It's not like that. Okay, let's get into some balls deep. Let's go. That's deep. There's a lot of good knowledge cock in today's episode. Where is everyone? Come on, fam. Everyone, hit that like button. How many likes we got? Hit the thumbs up button. Let's bring some more people in. When everyone hits the thumbs up button when you're watching the show, especially on YouTube, they'll show it to more people. So make sure if you haven't, just hit the thumbs up button. You might be like, I don't want people to know that I liked it. No one does. YouTube does, but then you're more likely to get a notification when I go live and they'll show it to more people. So hit that thumbs up button. Yeah, and tallow is a great moisturizer too. Tallow is fantastic. Okay, we have a video. This one is fucking sad. Scary too. Well, there's another thing before. I don't have the story pulled up. But did you guys hear about LeBron James' son? I'm no fan of LeBron James, but I don't wish illness on anyone. I don't know if you heard about this. I don't know where it is right now, but I saw before we went live, I just thought about it, that his son had a cardiac arrest. So had a heart attack, essentially. I don't know if it's, I guess all cardiac arrest is a heart attack. It's just a professional name. A lot of young people are having heart attacks. A lot of healthy individuals, a lot of healthy boys are having heart attacks suddenly for some reason. I wonder why. Because it's so common all of a sudden. Do you guys know why? I wonder why. The last couple of years, huh? I'm not trying to kill the bandwidth or anything. I'm not trying to get... But I mean, I don't know what it could be. It just seems like I've heard a lot about heart attacks. I wonder... Who knows, right? Who knows? Who knows what it could be? Huh. It might be climate change. Yeah, probably climate change. That's what I was going to say.
We choose truth over facts.
Yeah, because it's the summer and it's hot. And I love it. Everyone's like, it's so fucking hot. I mean, yeah, it is hot, but it's also summer in Florida. It's so hot. There's a heat wave. There's always a fucking heat wave in the summer. It's like in the winter. Oh my God, it snowed 10 feet. It's fucking winter. What do you expect? It's I know. I've been talking about it's hot as balls, but it's not like I'm surprised. It's not like I'm surprised. It's so hot in Florida. It's July. It's par for the course. All right, anyway. Bao says, did he try something in a small town?
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
Oh. Danny says, it's because of the vaccine young athletes have been dropping. No. Get the fuck out of here, Danny.
The attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
Give me a break, this fucking guy. Okay, DC. What are you talking about? Don't they have a vaccine for heart attacks now? Okay. Anyway, but that's, look, and again, I'm just bringing that up just because we talk about health and we talk about taking care of ourselves. And like I said before, I'm no fan of LeBron James, but I don't think I don't have to be a fan of him or like what he says politically or anything like that. Like his son having that's scary shit. Like he could have just dropped dead. Like I don't wish that on anyone. That's horrible. But I mean, fucking come on. And I saw this in the article, and of course they didn't say, we don't know why. It's undetermined. We're going to get the fuck out of here. The problem is they're going to shove this under the rug. I wonder what celebrity, I think Elon Musk tweeted about it. Thank God. At least he's fucking putting it out there. People are just going to deny. It's so fucking crazy. Talk about like LeBron James' son. Just talk about a genetic, okay. I mean, LeBron James, talk about hitting the genetic lottery. And of course, a lot of hard work to get where he was. Yeah, he's a crybaby, blah, blah, blah. But no one can deny he's amazingly talented, all right? And skilled, and he practiced hard. But I mean, talk about his sons, just like genetic lottery. Just getting DNA from that dude and playing basketball. It's like literally if you could evolve a person to play basketball, it would be LeBron James, like physically. So anyway, cardiac arrest. Come on, let's not beat around the bush. Let's be honest. What the fuck is? We all know what's likely going to be avoided topic of conversation. Anyway, just putting that out there. But speaking of sad, we're starting off. We're starting off with like some sad, funky shit. I saw this on TikTok. I think this is Squat University's video, but the story has been making the rounds. Steffi says, I heard Elon is a sleeper, a cell mole. He's really a Soros pawn. Yeah, I think there's some sketchy stuff with like China or World Economic Forum. But I mean, when you have literally intergalactic businesses and things like, and literally things like Tesla and SpaceX, you can't get those metals unless you're working on a global scale. You can't get those metals from those rare earth metals, minerals and things from Africa, and land and mines that are owned by China, and production. And you can't get every piece made here in the United States because we're trying to bring industry back, but a lot of stuff is made in Taiwan or it's made in China. Like, so, I mean, you can't get to that level without doing things on a massive global scale. So anyway, let's watch this video. Check this out. Fucking frightening. I don't think this plays the video. I don't want to see it, but fucking crazy. Check it out.
Bodybuilder Justin Vicky, age 33, dies after 460 pounds falls on his neck during a squat attempt in a freak accident in the gym. Out of respect to the family, I'm not going to show the video, but I am going to explain what happened. He was squatting 210 kilos or 462 pounds. As he started his ascent out of the bottom, he missed the lift, which sometimes happens when you're performing max attempts. He ended up falling backwards into a spotter who did not help him back up, but rather the bar ended up falling forward over his neck, fracturing his cervical spine. He was rushed to the hospital, but his injuries were so severe that doctors were unable to save him, and he died shortly after. This is an extremely sad and tragic story, and just goes to show how important it is to have proper safety measures when we're lifting extremely heavy. For example, the way in which you spot a lift, this is not ideal. You're not going to be able to lift that much weight off someone's back with your hands alone. Rather, spot the lifter, not the bar. Hands underneath their chest. In case they miss, you can help them back up. My heart goes out to Justin's family and friends.
Yeah, so in terms of spotting, he's absolutely right. You spot someone underneath, lock your hands under their chest, because one of the things when someone's in a squat, you can't grab the bar, but you can lift their chest up because that'll give them a more advantageous position, and for you to be able to drive forward. Plus, if you lift him up, the weight can fall back, and then you can drop it between you, and he can bail forward. But bottom line, what about spotter arms? First off, you're doing a max attempt like that, one spotter's not enough. You need ideally 3 spotters, one on each side. They need to know what they're doing, and someone behind the individual. But why not be in a power rack? Like, where were the spotter arms? I don't know if there were spotter arms. I don't know the whole story. I just know from this video. But if he goes like here, and then there's spotter arms like right under, you could put the spotter arms right there, And then if he had to bail, he could literally go forward and just throw it right onto the spotter bars and like land on his face, just go with it. And then maybe like you hurt your, knee, but better than dying. It's just, look at this guy. He was fucking yoked too. It's sad, really sad. This guy's just going to the gym. And not only that, I mean, first off, you shouldn't have one spotter. Of course, you don't think that that's going to happen, but, just think about the guy. I mean, spotting him, like, man, to know that you fucked up and feel guilty the rest of your life too. That killed more than one person. It killed him, and then like just emotional damage, maybe legal stuff. Who the fuck knows? It's just tragic. It's sad. Lacey says, I'm sorry, but who the fuck goes for a max attempt with a spotter that doesn't know what they're doing? Well, I don't know the whole story leading up to it, but obviously it didn't work out. So, the ginger, swole, and bearded. I'm safer in a power rack than have someone spotting me. Yeah, I mean, this is another reason why I've also gotten more into machines, because I train alone. So it's always in the back of your mind. It should be. If you go into a lift and you're not afraid at all, then you're going to be careless. It's like handling a firearm and getting cocky and not, checking everything. You get lazy. I don't feel like setting up the spotter arms, and you cut corners and then you just make a fucking mistake. So if I want to train by myself, like if I get hurt, Mama Swollga's at work, what am I going to do? Like I can't bail. So if I'm using a machine, I can go to absolute failure. And if anything, I let go and it drops, or like it won't land on my chest. Like you can still get hurt physically, but I can dramatically, if not completely, reduce my risk of something like that happening, because I have, safety parts, or like a pendulum squat. I can rest it at the bottom, or a hack squat, there's stoppers at the bottom. Like I'm not going to drop it on me. The machine's going to catch it. So it's just, it's just sad. Grizzly, they turned their comments off on their IG page because they were getting flack for the owner not spotting him properly. Oof. And they moved on like nothing happened. Yeah, that's not a good move. No, you need to address it head on. But the thing is, it also might be, honestly, where did this take place? It says world news, so I don't know where it was. Does anyone know? But also, if you think about legal, because if they admit fault, because there's criminal, there's civil. So depending on where it is, if it's in Bali, I don't know. Yeah, okay. So I don't know what the rules are, law. But, if you're saying like, oh, we're so sorry, like this was a terrible tragedy. I mean, they still should. I mean, if it was done in the United States, there's still something that you can put out there, like a statement that doesn't trip you up legally. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, you got to address it. I just don't know how the law works in Bali, but let's just pretend like it was in the United States. Like there's liability. So obviously the guy. So for example, there's no criminal charges, because it's not like the spotter was like, he pushed him forward. Like, yeah, he wanted him to get hurt and die. That's can't possibly be the case, but it was reckless. And if he's certified, he's a gym owner, he's knowledgeable, and he knows better, or should have done, then there's negligence, or there's, like reckless endangerment and negligence. And like, I mean, you know what I mean? There's a lot there, especially because it wasn't. And if he's qualified and he knows how to do it and he didn't, or he should have, so who knows? In the United States, that would be a fucking disaster for the guy. Maybe not criminally, but civil. Yeah, it'd be bad. Or maybe that is criminal. I'm not a fucking lawyer, but you get the point. Where's our lawyers? Where's Nancy at? Right, Nancy's a lawyer. Oh no, she's here. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Yes, that's fucking sad. All right, we have time maybe for like 1 or 2 videos. Well, you know what? This is not going to bring up the mood, because these are going to be a fucking disaster. But let's pick. Okay, do we want... Ew. We got 3. Ooh. Filter is fat phobic. What do we want? Filter is fat phobic, fat is hot, or cis? Do we want to get into some pronoun bullshit? Pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. I didn't tell you in the proper order, so you don't know. Pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. What's it gonna be? Pick a number. It's me, Mario. I'm gonna do a video. Okay? Here we go.
Come on, man.
I need to get the new soundboard for Mario. Okay? We'll just do Mario Kart soundboards. Okay? Okay. Okay? Like if you hit the mushroom, like tap it over and over again. Okay, okay, okay. Here we go. Just gave some people flashbacks. I just gave you PTSD. You're in first place, and you know your friend, and your friend has a blue shell. You always get the blue shell if you're in 8th place. That's the best place. That's what you do. Right at the end, if you're in 5th place, just fucking fall back to 8th, get a star, and just, or, you know, get the question mark thing, and just boom, get that blue shell, and fuck your friend over. It's the best thing to do if you're racing with. That's why you would always do. You're in 5th place, and you just drop back to 8th. Like, you know you're not going to win, like, fuck this guy. Drop back, get the blue shell, and just fucking launch. Well, I guess it wouldn't hit. Yeah. Well, I guess it wouldn't hit the first place. Well, if you're doing a one-on-one versus, I should say. You only go over the highest quality content here on the Daily Swole podcast. That Italian accent is racist. Cry me a river. Good. Vai for tutta palestra. I don't care if it's a racist. I do this, eh? I do it with my hands. This is how I lift weights. 1, 2, 3. Where's my mozzarella? That's not racist. That's just completely fucking accurate. Any Italian watching this is like, that's a pretty good, eh? That's a pretty good. It sounds like me. What are we doing here? What was I going to do? What were we doing? Oh, we're picking numbers. Let's go with Nick, number 2. Nick, number 2. All right.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
And I'm the racist. Brandon fucking is like, well, if you vote for the other guy, then you're not black. It's like, but I am black. No, if you vote for Trump, you're not black. Yeah, and I'm the racist, right? Ooh. No, but he's a uniter, Papa Swollga. He unites the country. The internet exists. I think people forget the internet exists, and you can literally go and watch fucking full-blown color footage of all the times Joe Biden said the most racist shit fucking ever. It's like people don't think that the internet exists or something. You do know, there's literally compilation videos of all of them. If you're trying to pin that shit on Trump, you have to like edit and fake videos. You have to like clip certain sections to make it look like he's fucking racist. You have to find certain clips and then edit it out. You have to be a complete scumbag to try to make it look like he's racist. But then Joe Biden's like, if you don't know to vote for me or Trump, then you ain't black. I'm sorry, what, bro? What, you fucking idiot? All right. He's literally, if you look up Say the Quiet Part out loud, you'll see his fucking face. All right. Anyway. What are we doing? Nick's at number 2. This is called Fat is Hot. Let's just keep going before
What's in the box?
Get more upset.
You said the word fat, and I feel like that word has been kind of off limits for a while, but do you like that word? I mean, you said it a couple times. It makes me think it's something you're striving for. It's not a taboo word.
No, so
community.
So fat, typically, you're exactly right, is a very taboo word. You have to be very careful how you use it. But for me, I want you to tell me I'm fat. I want you to tell me I'm huge. I went to the doctor, and my doctor referred to me as a bariatric patient. And it was the hottest freaking thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life.
That's a huge bitch.
What was that? I'm pausing. You Ew, gross.
For me, I want you to tell me I'm fat. I want you to tell me I'm huge. I went to the doctor and my doctor referred to me as a bariatric patient. And it was the hottest freaking thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. It was so hot. I made a video about it and everyone else thought it was hot too. So all those terms, you know, we get off on being called pigs and piggies. And, you know, some girls enjoy like messy eating. So calling them like a fat slob wouldn't be off limits. It's super, super hot to me.
So this is just like you like to be abused. You like to be emotionally abused.
Emotional damage.
You like to be emotionally abused. Oh, it's super hot. Okay, you like to be depreciated. Some people like to be, look, I'm not going to ask you all what your kinks are. You know, don't ask to see my feet. You know, some people like to be pissed on. Some people like to be shit on. Some people like to be, I don't know, dressed up in leather and led around like a fucking dog. Some people like to be demeaned like that. Some people like to be called names, like real fucking names, be treated like just a scum of the earth. They get off on that. That's what in the actual fuck? What in the actual fuck? You're taking framing to the next level. That's when you say, oh, well, it depends on how you perceive it, right? It's all how you frame something. Your perception is your reality. It's all how you frame it. When the doctor called me a bariatric patient, I thought it was the hottest thing ever. Oh, gross. What a fucking, in that case, I'm going to give you a compliment.
Shut up, bitch.
All right. You know, I don't mind if you're talking and not paying attention in the chat, but can you stop talking about shit that's not on subject? Seriously, if you're going to be in the live chat, keep it on topic. Loretta's in here and says, mom's 100% cancer free. Can we keep it on topic, please? I'm just kidding. That's fucking awesome. Round of applause. Good for you. And good for her. I'm just fucking around. Gotcha. Mom's 100% cancer free. That's fantastic. Good for you. Congratulations, Mom. And I know that's been a huge burden on you, maybe even more than your mom. You know, relatively speaking, it's really hard to be with, you know, it's really hard to be there for someone and, you know, be supportive and not, you know, not bring them down and be worried all the time and try to bring light to the situation. Good for you. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Fantastic. Everyone was like, what the fuck, man? I'm here. I'll do whatever I want. Like, I don't give a shit what you fucking talk about. As long as someone's not trolling and spamming, I don't give a shit. No, that's awesome. Good for you. Good for her. I thought I was banned for a moment. Can you imagine? My mom's cancer free. Can you keep it on? It's all about me, man. Give me attention. The fuck? Talking about shit that's off. Stop talking about shit that's off topic. We're talking about people that get turned on by saying that by being told that they're a bariatric patient. By being told they're grotesquely overweight, they get wet. They get hot. We're talking about important things here. Can we focus? Can we focus? Can we continue now? How about now? How about now? How about now? What about now? No? Now? The throwback is supposed to lighten the mood. So Loretta, lighten the mood. I was doing things in a sequence. We're going dark. I wanted to go darker first before we brought out the light. But I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm glad your mom's doing well. Good shit. Good shit. All right, let's turn up the fucking heat. Let's get back into it. Now that we had some good news, let's drop back into the 7th level of fucking hell, shall we? I want to do a cis allies one. A filter that's fat phobic? Let's do them both. Let's do this fucking cis one first. God, this person's face.
God damn it, I don't know what it is about your face, but I want to deliver one of these right in your suck hole.
Is there anything I can do to work on that?
No, not really. It's your face.
Yeah, it's just a lost cause. Okay.
If you're cis, I want you to message the trans person in your life and ask them what is one thing that you can do to lighten their load this week.
Oh, no. I will not be. Let me just get on the horn. Let me just call the trans person in my life and ask them if I can help it. Let me call my trans people and ask if I can lighten their load. Okay. So let me call a trans, let me call this dude that thinks he's a woman but still has his dick and just gets off on that kind of shit and be like, hey, can I lighten your load? Is there anything I can do to make sure that you don't have the load that you have right now? Is there any way I can take that load off of you? You have a big load. Is there any way that I can assist you with your load? I mean, that's a big load. Are you sure you're going to be okay with that all by yourself? Or can I, can I help you out with that? Julian says, I'll call Frodo and ask him to share the load. Share the load. God, that's a great soundboard. I wish I had the Samwise clip. Oh, good one. That was share the load. Yeah, I'm not going to go call someone that has like a fetish for thinking they're a female and ask him if he needs help with his load. Okay. Most people, look, being trans, like actually, not, the social contagion and people just masquerading for attention. No one really knows any, like, come on, give me a break. 0.0000 what percentage? No one. Ask a trans person in your life, like, who? What the fuck are you talking about, man? All right.
One thing that you can do to lighten their load this week, whether that be grocery shopping, folding laundry,
we did this
doing
already.
Dishes. Ask the trans
similar.
people in your life if there's a task or something that you can offer them to help with the burden that we're carrying, because we're
I'm not, look, you choose your own fucking burden. You're doing this out of a choice. You can make whatever argument. You can say, like, you're doing this. Okay, that's like me. I don't know. That's like, then don't do it. I'm not going to wash your fucking dishes. Are you well, you are. I'll say, are you insane? It's like, well, let me do the dishes. Can I help you because you think you're a woman? Can I mow your lawn? Can I mow your lawn? Can I cook you dinner? I'm tired from moving some fitness equipment around my backyard. Can you mow my lawn, please? Can you cook me dinner because, I don't know, I have responsibilities or something? Jesus Christ. What the fuck are you talking? Cerny says you're not fucking disabled. Cerny.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it
Cerny
means.
says you're not fucking disabled. How are you defining that? Anyway, let's, the question, I know we're pausing it and we're going, Julian, exactly. Julian says, are trans women oppressed or empowered? Oh, both. Depends on what the moment calls for. You're so oppressed that you're actually empowered. And because anything you say that's not in favor of a trans person, you get ostracized or you get people scolding you. That's called power. Who can you not criticize? Oh, I don't want to talk about this because I'm going to get canceled. Those people have the power if you're going to be, quote, canceled. So they're both. They have lots of power, but they're so oppressed. That's what doublespeak is. That's what leftist hypocrisy is. That's how it works. It depends. Whatever gets them more power in the situation, they will leverage it. You can't say that, or we're a victim, or oh, you hurt my feelings. That's a microaggression. That's all it is. It's changing the rules of the game. And this is what, these are the kids, right, that no one wants to play with. Come on, everyone remembers when you were very little, that kid that just changes the rules. You know, you have a rule. Okay, when you tag me, then you're in it. You tag it. No, but I was touching this tree. When I'm touching the tree, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. You have to wait 5 seconds. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up. And you don't want to play with that person anymore because it's not fair. That's the person. The person that just changed the rules so that they never lose or whatever. Okay.
With the burden that we're carrying, because we're having to deal with all of this stuff right now while having to deal with all of the life stuff that we regularly deal with. And the regular life stuff that we deal with is life stuff. And then there's transphobia and living as a trans person in the world. And then there's what's going on right now, which is all of that combined.
What?
And then send that trans person $5 so they can get themselves a treat.
No. What? And then send you money? Oh, fuck you. Jesus Christ, creep.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Insane.
There's tiny tuck,
Insane
typical
people.
tuck, total tuck, and the tyrannical tuck.
And give us $5. No. I'll do a GoFundMe so you can go to a padded room and get a team of people to study you. Ridiculous. And then someone will watch this clip. Papa Swollio's transphobic. Of course, because I disagree with someone demanding that I fucking mow their lawn and give them $5. Fuck yourself. Fuck yourself in the hole of your choosing. I don't even know what's going on over there. All right, this one, let's just do this one too. Let's keep it rolling. This is Stitch. It's a Stitch on TikTok. It says, filter is transphobic. So the text on the screen says, what I would look like if I lost 100 pounds. Obviously, it's going to show this woman that goes from chunky to less chunky. It's called AI. There's aging filters, all stuff on TikTok where like, hey, this is what you look like in 50 fucking years. And sometimes it's accurate. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's like, oh shit, it looks legit. Of course, it's fat phobic because it's showing what someone would look like if they weren't fucking obese. If you have 2 chins and you have less chins, that's not fat phobic. That's just, hey, this person stopped eating cake and lifted weights for several months. It's not fat phobic. It's just, this is what you look like if you were not wider than you are tall. If you take care of your health, this is what you might look like. Everyone knows that. If you're morbidly obese and you exercise and eat healthy and lose fat, you are going to look less fat. Dun, 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 dun. The more you know. Here we go.
What's in the
and then we'll do a throwback. Don't worry. We'll land this plane.
I just gotta say, anybody using this fucking filter, like, how do you not realize the harm you're perpetuating? The fat phobia that you are just casually using as a funny thing to put on your TikTok. Like, it's...
Oh, is it the fat phobia? Watch out for this fat phobia. Huh? Yeah, the fat phobia. It's the fat phobia. All the harm this causes. Yo, you know what also causes harm? Many other filters. You know what causes more harm than this filter? The glamour filter, the freckles filter, the one that make women look different. Have you seen the accounts where a girl has many followers and makes videos and she uses the same filter every single video? It's like called freckles or something. Like, I don't do the whole filter thing. Sometimes there's a funny one, like a meme one that I'll do, but they'll use the same one, glamour look, for every fucking video. In other words, they're just changing that. They don't look like that, but it looks so real and they wish they looked like that. Otherwise you wouldn't be using that fucking filter. So it's creepy. That's much more creepy and insidious than, oh, this is what you look like if you're wearing 100 pounds overweight. Cool. Maybe you'll start changing your life and improve your habits, and then you'll actually look like that. It can get people eating disorders. Well, yeah, if you do shit wrong. But trust me, people that are fat know they're fat. People that are overweight, does anyone that's fat not know that they're fat? Is anyone out there fat and does not realize it? They might not focus on or pay attention or get used to it, but if you look down and you see your gut instead of your dick or your clit, yeah, you're fucking fat. Oh, my pants are getting tight. Oh, I wonder what that is. Give me a break. People that are fat know they're fucking fat. Anyway, let's continue. This is stupid.
Actually disgusting. Like, it's actually disgusting. Like, have you seen the comments on these videos? They are fucking disgusting and fatphobic.
How?
Why are you doing this?
What are the comments?
It's fucking awful.
What are the comments?
And you should be ashamed of yourself.
What are the comments? The comments on these videos are awful. How so? My God, if you're going to make a... Look, if you're going to make a response, can you give us some fucking value? Like, why? Oh, it's fatphobic. Do you know how harmful that is? That's awful. Have you seen the comments? Have you seen the comments? No. What about the comments? What were they saying? That she looks so much better? Oh, shit. Maybe you should lose 100 pounds. Let's go back to the beginning. All right. Look, the girl is, yeah, she has a second chin. She's obviously, she has weight to lose. Who knows what her body looks like, but that's just her, the fat on her neck. Okay. And then the filter goes past. And what actually happened here? All right. What actually happened? They give her a nose job too. Yeah. They pulled her nose in a little bit. It looks like they gave her a nose job too, like the filter. And the filter's not accurate. Like, it's not 100%. Like, her nose is wide. Her nostrils are smaller. You know, it's a filter. It's fucking AI. They shaded so she doesn't have like the same kind of like cheek fat. They smoothed that out and they got rid of the second chin. And the width of her face was just overall. I don't know if she would look exactly like that. It looks like she, kind of like narrowed her face a little bit, but it's a fucking filter. Anyway. In other words, when you use the term things like fatphobic enough, it doesn't mean anything anymore. It doesn't mean anything anymore. You can say whatever you want. You can say racist, transphobic. That's a problem. Because you use it on everything, it doesn't mean anything anymore. And it does mean something. Racism is a real thing. Fatphobia is not a real thing, but racism is a real thing. There's a definition of racism, and it's been used and bastardized that like it doesn't mean anything anymore. I mean, I remember not too long ago, if you were called you never called anyone a racist. You never called because that was an insult. You wouldn't just like call them because you didn't like them or like, oh, shut up, you're racist. What do you mean? Because I did well on my fucking chemistry exam? What are you talking about? It used to actually mean something. It used to be a fucking heavy insult. You didn't just throw that shit around. Like you would have to fucking prove that. That would have to be blatant. Like actual racism was called racism. Now it's just like, I don't like you, meanie poo-poo racist. But that's kind of the goal, isn't it? You destroy language, you destroy the structure of society, and you create this blurring of what's right and what's wrong, what's up and what's down, 2 + 2 = 5, that old chestnut. So, when you destroy words like that, things get more and more extreme and actually hides the real racists, which are the leftists, the real racists. Case in point.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Real sound clip. So it literally just points like, it's not us, it's over there. Just hypocrites. The hypocrisy. Right? Same thing with LeBron James' son. Right? Force everyone to get an experimental fucking gene therapy, and then healthy athletes, young men, just left and right, fucking having heart attacks, dropping dead. Oh, we don't know what happened. I don't know. Sudden adult death. People just fucking stop existing. They unalived. What happened? What could have happened? Rewind like 18 months, and these people were like at your front door trying to knock it down, shoving this stuff in your asshole. It's not us. What are you talking about? Oh, what do you mean? Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Let's do a throwback before I punch myself in the dick. I don't want to see your face. I don't want to see your face either. Eesh. All right, we'll see. All right, I only have 2 options, but I guess we'll see her face. God damn it. God damn it. I don't want to see your fucking face. Shitballs.
God damn it, I don't know what it is about your face, but I want to deliver one of these right in your suck hole.
Is there anything I can do to work on that?
No, not really. It's your face.
Start back. Well, all right now. Let's get into today's throwback. Drum roll. Yeah.
And it is actually exhausting being someone who talks about anti-fatness frequently.
Then walking upstairs. Shut your mouth.
Just shut up.
You should be anti-fatness. Why would you be pro-obesity? I'm pro-death.
I'm talking about systemic anti-fatness.
My name is Forrest Gump.
Systemic anti-fatness doesn't exist. It's just a nonsense term.
It's only make-believe.
That allows these people to perpetually play the victim forever because it's systemic. You can never get rid of it.
The solution is to give fat people access to the same rights, resources, and services.
What the fuck are you talking about? Tell me what rights fat people aren't getting. Tell me what resources fat people don't have access to. What fucking resources? You have way too much access to resources. That's why you're fucking morbidly obese. Ooh.
Emotional damage.
I say, goddamn. Goddamn. Goddamn.
How dare you?
What do you think, church? Goddamn. What's that soundboard? Like, goddamn. Goddamn. Goddamn, church. I say, goddamn. Oh, goddamn, churchy. Oh, goddamn. Oh, goddamn, my little church. Goddamn. Goddamn, you're cute. Oh, my little Pinkston Churchill. Goddamn, you're cute. Oh, churchy. Oh, give that belly to daddy. Oh, that's my sweet bitch. That's a good girl. Goddamn. Oh, goddamn. Oh, goddamn. Goddamn, you're cute. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, you're so cute. Can I get your little bellies? It's so soft and smooth down here by your nips. Can I rub your little nipple bellies? Oh, you're so cute. You're so warm. I'm just going to keep my hand here because it's so warm. You're so cute. Everyone thinks you're the cutest. Can we get the leg going? You looking thick from this angle because she's all. You look really thick. You look chunky from this camera angle. Got a little fisheye lens there. Look at you. Shake that booty. Shake that booty. So cute. I love you. Daddy loves you. All right. So that made it all better, didn't it? That made it all better. It all better. Absolutely all better. And don't worry, Tainty Man's still here, but like, look at this fucking underwear on top. Look at this fucking clothes everywhere. I've been putting some of them away, but I'm organizing them because I'm probably going to vacuum seal some of them and stuff like for the winter, ones I don't need yet. Anyway. All right. Pile of clothes, but the Tainty Man still exists. There's still the Tainty Man. Let's get a little, I'll give you the Tainty Man. Oh, the Tainty Man. Mr. Tantimian. Okay, here we go. Let's get into today's Swole card. Hashtag execute a maw. It's a execute a maw. We're going to execute the maw. I got an idea for today's Swole card, but let's fucking give it away. Here we go, Falcon. Let's kick that shit. Execute maw. Execute maw. Execute maw. Execute mo. Execute mo. Fam, I think that we're going to give today's Swole card to Loretta. And this is the first comment I saw, but Loretta's mom is cancer-free. It looks like you both are executing more, and at least you don't have to execute her. She's doing great, so that's fan-fucking-tastic. What a great ending. Got to bring that up again. That's fucking awesome. Good for you. Good for you and her. I know it's been a big subject in the Swole fam too. You've been keeping us up to date. So I feel like we are all cancer-free in the Swole fam. So congratulations, Loretta and Mom. Support at swolenormous.com. Email swolecard2636 in the subject and your mailing address in the body of the email. Fan-fucking-tastic. You can slap that on the hospital wall or wherever. Fantastic. Well deserved. And you all know that when you have family members close to you that are going through that, you know, everyone has cancer. Everyone, you're going through that together. So. We live by the swole, and we die by the swole. This is what we do. Get some soundboard requests? Come on, fam.
Look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there.
There you go.
Like a little lady in a race car.
A little pedophilia on a Tuesday? Goddamn. Goddamn. Goddamn.
You switch the samples. What the fuck is that?
Goddamn. Goddamn. Oh, goddamn. Shit, motherfucker, shit. Goddamn. Absolutely inconceivable.
Inconceivable! I don't believe you people.
What do you mean, you people? What you mean, you people?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Oh, I got the hiccups in a burp.
A jelly donut?
My God.
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Now, once you've had sex with a woman, she will naturally start to depend on you, okay? All women do this.
Smooth. Very, very smooth stuff. Very classy. I'm learning a lot from you right now, dude.
Coast to coast. Yeah. All right. Very nice. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you. Get the talons away from my dick. My goodness, bro. Positive charisma. Silence a woman. I'll get you at the buzzer.
What is the best move to silence a woman?
Duct tape. Fam, thank you so much for being here. Join the fam, swolenormousx.com. We have new releases yesterday. We'll continue this insanity inside the Swole Fam Telegram chat. And of course, we'll be back here for 2637 tomorrow. And it will be probably earlier in the, we'll see. There might be a delivery tomorrow. So I don't know what's going on. Getting the dryer and washing machine replaced. So, you know, it's going to be like, hey, we'll show up between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. Be ready. So we'll see what happens, but maybe we'll do it earlier in the day. But anyway, I'll let you know, text you. And of course, we have Roundtable on Thursday. Great episode. Thanks for being here. Love you, beaches. Subscribe, share the stream, slap people with knowledge cock. And we'll be back here tomorrow for another episode. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint. We go hard in the paint. What the fuck is you saying? What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies. You